So actually this time Foma surprised me, because on the parcel that I received from them, I got two Foma Ortho. So let's just roll the entry and start with the program. So the question is now, on which camera I'm going to use the rolls. This being camera or cameras. So I asked online, and a couple of friends of mine said, do it on the Hasselblad. And while I know the Hasselblad inside out, I've been constantly taking her each and every day, very, very often. So I'm kind of a bit fed up. And I've decided to do it unlikewise and invested this roll for the Hasselblad and this roll here to a very different camera, which is slightly bigger than the Hasselblad, but it's still not the big format. I'm talking about the Topcom Horseman. So this little bad boy will take one of the rolls and the Hasselblad will take another one. And I'll do Hasselblad most likely street photography, and this one I will do some nature photography or some abandoned houses photography. We'll see how this one goes. This one is somewhat limited in what concerns movements. She doesn't swivel, she just tilts backwards like this. She doesn't tilt frontwards. This takes the graph lock backs. So this unit is, you can remove this unit from here and put the other back. Now, as you probably know, there are several types of black and white films, the most common being the panchromatic and the super panchromatic, but this one is an ortho. And the difference is panchromatic sees the same wavelengths that you normally see, super panchromatic goes a little bit beyond, ortho does not see the color red. And when it doesn't see the color red, it substitutes it by black. As such then, please be warned that if you go out and shoot clubs like Man United, like Liverpool, you will end up with a 3rd Division Crew Alexandra. Another thing that we can say about this film is that it shares the same backing paper as the Foma 100. Which means that if you have a camera that has a red window or a way to check inside, you can start prior to number 1, therefore having 13 shots instead of 12. Another aspect that it used to share with the old version of the Foma 100 and it doesn't share with the new version of this film is that the end strip now, with the Foma 100 you have to lick it till it stick, but before that it used to be one adhesive sticker. And to be honest with you, either Foma now introduces flavors, like at the end of the roll you lick the roll and it tastes you of vanilla or strawberry, or I prefer the stickers that comes with the Foma Ortho 400. So 1/400 of a second, so 1/500 of a second, f13 should be more or less. Let's just confirm. So I'm going to shoot at 1/500, the ISO is 400. Let's see, I said f13, f14, okay, that was correct. 1/500 at f14, if I see anything here. There you go. The dark slide out, and let's make some shadow here on the lens. And 1, 2, 3, smile. There you go. So with the first shot now on my belt, I did what most of you that have been watching this video up till far have been thinking on doing, which is to have a 50-year-old man using a swing, which is a bit of an irony because the camera that I used to shoot the first black and white shot tilts
but doesn't swing. And this is also a warning for those people who are interested in AI. I've asked my gimbal to track me down by AI and look at the awful job that she did.
There's somebody hiding over there. That is so weird. There's somebody behind those bushes over there, somewhere there, and she's crying. This is in the middle of the wilderness, huh? There's somebody out there crying, but you know, crying like boo hoo 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 hoo. If this would be at night, I would be scared. So now I'm going to try something different. I'm going to, well, I did a vertical shot. I'm just thinking if it wouldn't be worth to take another shot. Why not? I'm not even going to use the light meter, because if I was shooting, if the exposure would be f13 at 1/500 of a second, making it darker would be, no, not making it now. I'm not going to make it dark. Yeah, I'm going to make it darker. Yeah, 1/500 of a second to see how it goes. And then I'm going to go at f32. So I'm going to make it 2 stops darker. Yeah. And then I'm going just to photograph at f32 at 1/100 of a second. So 1/100 of a second would be now a correct exposure, giving the fact that the correct exposure would be 1/500 at f13. So at f32 it would be 1/100, 1/125. So I'm going to shoot now 2 stops over underexposed. Cock the shutter, remove the dark slide, bit of shade, 1, 2, 3. And now
I have a long way home and a lot of time to develop this first roll of the first day. I developed everything in Rodinal 150 with less 2 minutes than the standard exposure time for this dilution, which is normally of 10 minutes, so I did it on 8. The reason is to try to control the highlights and the shadows as best as possible. Then on the second day I took another roll and I did another set of photos, to which I am just going to bring 4 of them here. 2 of them are directly linked with this county fair that you're seeing now, and the other 2 of them, I think that they speak for themselves. And the next 2 images are quite strong. In specific, the very last one has a very strong graphic nature to it, so please be advised that it might shock you. So all in all, I have to say that I am very, very pleased with this film, and that I'm about to order 10 more rolls directly to the Foma factory. There is, so to say, a beautiful feel on this film that it doesn't get replicated with, for instance, the Foma 100. This is a bit more classic, reminds me more of the films of the 1930s and the 1940s. So if you live somewhere in Europe and you're interested on buying this film, go directly to the Foma factory website and buy it directly from there. I strongly advise you to get at least one of them and try it out for yourself, because I really like the way it renders the black colors, and I really like the way it renders the highlights. And for me, that's all in the film. If it suits me, if it pleases me, that's what I'm going to buy, and I've just ordered new rolls of Foma pen to them. So accompanying my line of thought, Foma pen normally would not be the best choice for portraits. What happens is the reds of the face, they become blacks, which is not the best solution if you want a beauty shot. However, if you want to make a dramatic shot of somebody's face, this Foma will work very well. And unlike his older brother, the Foma 400, this Foma Ortho 400 actually develops really well with retinol, which normally it's a developer that brings a lot of grain, which is not the case with this Ortho film. So many thanks for watching the video until the end. I will see you next time, or as we say in Portuguese, até a próxima.